Welcome. Hexagram 49. Today, talking about revolution. I Ching, word, MBA, strategic advisor and author of Future 2027. That is. Welcome, everyone. Today, we dive to Hexagram 49, revolution. Concept that speaks volumes about change and transformation in our lives and organizations. Pause here briefly and smile at the audience. As James Bird, your strategic advisor and also the author of The Future 2027. Now then, as we explore this idea, think of revolution not just as upheaval, but as a meaningful transformation, a shredding of the old to reveal something new and impact. In the slides that follow, we'll delve into the oracle's insights on revolution and examining its structure and interpretation. These ancient teachings remind us that perseverance and adaptability are crucial as we navigate our own revolutions, whether personal or professional. To lean in with power, that is. Let's begin this journey into understanding how revolutions can be both challenging and rewarding. You know that the oracle, name and structure. Hexagram 49 is G, meaning skinny or bolted, tanner. It's a lot to do with leather. Get into it. Either rawhide, oxhide, leather. Now the lower trigram, slide, fire, radiance. The upper trigram is lake. So see lake, top of power, which will produce steam. The judgment, revolution. On your own day, you are believed. Perseverance brings success. Regret disappears. They have it all. The image, fire in the lake, the image of revolution. The superior man aligns the calendar with the seasons. Now we know who is who. Sure. Okay, today we'll take a closer look at hexagram 49, known as G, which is often interpreted as skinning or molting, shedding the skin, like the chicada. This hexagram is composed of two trigrams. The lower trigram is live, symbolizes fire and radiance, while the upper trigram, Noah, represents the lake or openness. Together they create a fascinating image of transformation. Now let's delve into the core message. Judgment. It speaks of revolution and emphasizes that on your own day you are believed. This means that when the time is right, your actions will be understood and accepted. Perseverance is key, leading to success and the disappearance of regret. The image of this hexagram fire in the leg paints a picture of revolution, change, that is. It suggests that, like a superior person, we should align our actions with the natural cycles and seasons. This alignment is not just about timing, but also about understanding the rhythms of change. With this foundation, we can better appreciate the necessities of strategic timing and thoughtful action as we'll explore in the next section on the big change. Moving right along, more power, interpreting the big change. Transformation is necessary. Cyclical and inevitable. Do not overextend resources or act aggressively. Thrift and humility create stability. Avoid anger, impatience, or despair. Let's dive into the interpretation of hexagram 49, which centers around the theme of the exchange. First point to highlight is that transformation is not just necessary, but also cyclical and inevitable. Change is a natural part of life, and embracing this truth can help us navigate through periods of uncertainty. To emphasize the inevitability of change. It's the will of God. Next, It's crucial to remember that overextending resources or acting aggressively is not the path to success. Instead, practicing thrift and humility can create a stable foundation from which to approach change. These principles allow us to adapt with grace and resilience. Lastly, avoid pitfalls of anger, impatience, or despair. These emotions can cloud judgment and hinder progress somewhat. By maintaining a calm and collected demeanor, we can approach transformation with a clear and focused mind. I want to conclude with a reassuring tone. Prepare to transition to the next slide, which will discuss the approach of the superior man in times of change. The superior man's approach. What would he do? Revolution, as stated, must be justified, not impulsive. Correct timing is crucial, aligned with cycles. Broad support and consensus is needed. Leadership must be sincere and capable. As we delve into the superior man's approach, let's focus on how revolution should be approached thoughtfully and strategically. First, uh, uh, Big Don, revolution must be justified, not impulsive. It's essential to ensure that any major change is backed by a solid reason and purpose rather than being reactionary or hasty decision. Next time, next, timing is crucial. Just as the seasons dictate the natural cycles, aligning our actions with the right moment can determine the success of our endeavor. It's about knowing when the time is right for change. Hexagram 49. Additionally, achieving broad support and consensus is vital. Change is more than sustainable when it is inclusive and involves the collective agreement of those it might affect. This requires leadership that is both sincere and capable. It's about leading with integrity and competence to inspire confidence and unity. Must be competent along with being capable. I want to conclude with General nod, positive nod, or gesture to emphasize the importance of these principles talked about. Number four, cyclical review. Change arises when old structures no longer serve. Chaos clears the way for renewal. Order dissolves into chaos, which reforms into higher order. Also, a constant growth. Back to the revolution is discipline, renewal, not reckless upheaval. Okay, now as we delete into cyclical renewal, let's explore how change naturally emerges when old structures no longer serve their purpose. Consider this: chaos isn't just random disorder, it paves the way for renewal. It's like cleaning a garden in winter to prepare for spring planting. The dissolution of order into chaos isn't an end, it's a transformation into a higher order. That is, this isn't about reckless upheaval, but rather this disciplined renewal. Revolution should be thoughtful, not impulsive. I'm going to emphasize discipline, renewal. Now that as we move forward, think about how this concept applies not just to societies, but to our personal lives and leadership roles. Now again, revolution at its core is about structure change, embracing the new while respecting the lessons of the past. Moving right along, contemporary relevance, leadership, knowing the shift strategies, personal growth, shed old habits, embrace humility, pray sometimes. Society, revolution arises from necessity, not ego. Renewal success is guided by timing and authenticity. Authenticity, truly value, true value. Now that, begin by making a connection with the audience, smile with it. In today's fast-paced world, principles of change and renewal are just as relevant as ever. Let's explore how these age-old concepts apply to our present-day lives. First, let's consider leadership. In any role, knowing when to shift strategies is vital. Nothing is written in stone. Also, this isn't just about reacting to change. It's about proactively recognizing when the status quo no longer serves us. But engage the audience now. Pose it a reflective question. Um, how often do we reflect on our personal growth, shedding old habits, and embracing humility can be challenging, but is crucial. True development. On a societal level, remember that revolution arises from necessity, not ego. It's a disciplined process grounded in timing and authenticity. Let's be authentic. But the end with a reinforcing statement, ultimately, successful renewal, whether personal, organizational, or societal, is guided by thoughtful timing and genuine intent. Until now, I prepare to guide the audience to the next slide by setting a reflective tone. You're talking about closer reflection. 6, closer reflection. Embrace transformation as natural cycle. Neither rush ahead recklessly nor cling stubbornly to the past. Either way, there is no wrong answer. Revolution is discipline, renewal, shedding the old to allow the new to emerge, guided by humility, sincerity, and of course, correct timing. Now then, as we conclude, let's pause to reflect on the theme of transformation as a natural cycle. Transformation isn't about rushing forward recklessly, or is it about stubbornly holding onto what no longer serves us? It's about finding that balance. Remember, revolution is a form of disciplined renewal, about shedding the old to make way for the new. This is a process that requires humility, sincerity, and a keen sense of time and truly succeed. Take y'all. Keen sense of time. As we move forward, let's embrace change with grace and wisdom, knowing that each cycle of renewal is an opportunity for growth, and improvement. Out in, with an end with a warm and engaging smile, to leave a positive impression on the audience.